YouTube, what is up? It is Nisi again. I'm gonna have a lot of content to post if this keeps up. People are submitting these like crazy now. Draven bot lane, little run it down mid action. This is a game
to Summoner's Rift.
That didn't run too hot. Do we not set the command yet? Vicarian, get that command happening. Change it to 20 for these guys, please. Just so we fit in here. Yeah. So anyways, what's up YouTube? It's Nisi. It's time to go over a little run it down mid action. We got a pretty feed heavy Draven game. We're gonna see why we feed, if we could have avoided it, if I think we could have avoided it. Draven's interesting to me. He's he's a favorite of mine. He's also very interesting because depending on the comps that you face, determines how well you're gonna perform a lot of the time. I don't know if you could tell me in chat what elo this is. That would be helpful. But we're gonna be focusing on laning, the 2v2 aspect of this lane, and what went wrong. And what went well. I like the early push. Love the early push. I'm all about silver too. Cool. Excellent. So let's go over this shit. Looks like you missed that CS. Unlucky. The ward goes down already in bot lane. I like that you're pushing. I much prefer pushing to letting someone push into you as Draven. Doesn't look like Leona's going in. Or looking to go in right now. Zyra's a bitch. In this lane, you should definitely be trying to blow up Zyra. Okay, you get the early cheese gank. Let's see how this works. So you don't have vision down, and you get exhausted. Exhaust comes out. That Leona, though. The first little bit of criticism that I can give you is right here. You have a window where nothing's going to happen, right? This would have been the time to actually get the ward down, and you could have avoided this. I was gonna say, this little window right here, where the siege minion's coming, and the waves, you're pushed here. There's nothing that you can do. There's no farm that you can get. And this is kind of like, this is kind of standard if you want to play the push game like you're doing. It would have been very, very easy for both. It's not just you, by the way. But remember, this is solo queue. So, in order to, I guess the most efficient way to play this situation is if you're concerned that a level 3 cheese will come. And honestly, Fiddle cheesing this early is very unlikely. But it's possible. And it happens when you do this. When you push this far, Fiddle sees it, paths around, you get engaged on, and then there you go. But if you had warded right here, this is the window. Notice where the wave is? Because there's nothing going on, right? If you just warded up here, you would have never got caught by that. Same with Leona. This goes both ways. So for both players here, both of them could have warded. Leona could have very easily just stepped to the side and warded because nothing's going to happen, right? This is a window. This is a window where nothing's happening. So here they come, and here it is. I mean, you would have saw it coming. This would have never happened, okay? I actually really like you pushing, and I like your... I like your aggressive pick. I really do. But this was avoidable. Because, honestly, there was nothing else for you to do when that wave was coming up. So you definitely could have had vision down already. Because, and to further prove my point here, remember one thing about junglers like Fiddlesticks, okay? They have like a little cheese gank that they can do like this with level 3, but for the most part, they're going to stay away from you until about level 6, most of them. In most cases, ganking before level 6 is pretty bad. Putting that ward there denies this. If you deny this gank, and Volibear sees it, if your jungler's not dog shit, that means that as soon as he sees Fiddlesticks, he's going to go right into red and take red and all that shit. And you could have done that simply by dropping a ward here. Okay? You would have denied all this. You would have survived the gank. You would have wasted a fuckload of Fiddlesticks time. You wouldn't have gotten first blooded. The lane would have been easy mode for you for now. You would have just been able to push into turret and get an XP lead. But the way that it pans out, Zyra leads with exhaust. I would be very sketched here too. And it's interesting to me that your first plan wasn't to back away. Because when Zyra leads with exhaust randomly, exhaust makes no sense, first of all, but she just does it randomly. That means you're getting ganked like 100% of the time. And you have no vision, so you can almost... You just know you're getting ganked. You can basically just run out, you can just run away at that point, because you know you're getting ganked. Without the vision, the only logical explanation for why she would do that has to be a gank. Okay? So there you go, you do your thing, blah, blah, blah. And you get popped. And that's, you know, a 2-for-0. I still think it's avoidable, though. So, you back, you buy a longsword. That's all you really can buy. You're going to miss a ton of farm because of that. And I think this is what sets us on the trail to feed Reno right here. So Leona's going in, which I hate, and you should be petrified. They have more minions than you. Let me back this up. So you're both level 3. They have more minions than you right now. They have 7 to 6, which means that it's definitely weighted in their favor from the start. Leona engages this dude. As soon as you see Leona dive in, let her die. Let her suicide. Okay? Yeah. I told her exactly that. I probably should put the chat on these for these just in case in the future people want to see what I'm referring to. But yes, level. Remember, silver and gold players. They noob, they feed. As I was told in my first game of League of Legends, when I fed my first game, you noob, you feed. This Leona noob, this Leona feed. Okay, and it's literally this simple. 4 is greater than 3. That's it, dude. So if their number is bigger than your number, you're probably not beating them. Especially in a 2v2 lane. It is the secret to life. And yeah, I mean, if you weren't gonna go in, if you were hesitant or whatever, and she just dies, fucking let her die. Fucking just let her die. Let her dumbass die. Don't say anything to her. Don't try to explain it. Just let her die. This is, honestly, this is one of the reasons I absolutely hate bot lane, and I haven't played it in a few seasons now. But when you have it, when you have random people that are supporting you, they're gonna do shit like this all the time. Thankfully, the ADC role, even though I say it's harder than the other roles, thankfully, if you make good choices to avoid shit like this, there's one benefit. There's one benefit about this. And that is that when she suicides, and you just farm up patiently, you're gonna get solo XP, and there's a chance that you can come back and find a better spot, because you're gonna get that solo XP. Okay? So yes, it's gonna suck, and they're gonna be ahead of you, but if you just farm and stay alive and just go, okay, idiot, Let him just fucking derp in there. Now, if you were, you know, if you were both level 4 and she hits a nice engage on Zyra, fuck, why not? Try to blow her up. Whatever. You're playing Draven. It's hyper-aggressive lane anyways. Go for it. But when she just goes in, level advantages and everything, all that considered, and the fact that you got early ganked, you just back away. Now, did you back away, though? She goes in, she gets you involved, you come in, you try to peel it, Lucian goes, fuck you, buddy, I'm gonna show you my dick, and you both have to flash, and now you're super low, and you took a trade you didn't have to take. You could have just let her dumbass die. And she goes in again. Holy good lord, Leona. Wow, Muppetville. Jin's trying, though. Yeah, it's not happening. Here's some macro decisions here. You had Volibear coming, and this is what I was talking about the videos prior about ADC needing to think more. There's a lot of reasons that this is happening. The first thing that happens is that you didn't ward, you get cheesed. The second thing that happens is that you have a Muppet for a support, and she engages 3 versus 4, right? Or, I'm sorry, 2v2, but level 3 versus level 4, right? Which is shit, okay? But the first ward is on you. Then after that, Leona's dog shit, we get it. And I can agree that Leona's dog shit. However, dog shit or not, you're also at her elo, right? You have to be beyond the people that you're playing with. And you have to know what the fuck you're dealing with here, okay? So, when you see a bad engage, you have to be smarter than that, and you have to go, that is a horrible engage. No. I might throw an E just out of range, but I am not going near that. Now, once this fight breaks out and Jin goes for flank, Leona suicides or whatever, and you have Lucian low, just remember, and if you can keep this in mind in fights, this is what's going to edge you out over all the other ADCs. You have a huge wave of minions here, okay? If Lucian kills you, this is all gone, and now you're on the path to Feed Town, dude. You're loading up the bus, and you're going to friggin' CC's Pizza, where it's all you can eat, dude. It's all you can eat, except you're the pizza, and you're on the bus, and you are becoming the feed. Lucian is now at CC's, and there's a lot of pizza to eat now, and you miss all this farm, okay, when you die. However, if you had the frame of mind to see that Volibear was coming, if you had that frame of mind to see that he was coming down river, then you could have just backed up and just stood here. And then Volibear is going to go and get the kill. You could get all this farm and get all this XP. And then, there you go. You're back. Or, you're not necessarily back, but you're catching back up. Alright? See, now Volibear's never going to not get that kill. Like, there's no way. And he heals and all that shit. And see, now Volibear's going to take all your farm. And he's gonna take it all. Look at him. He's just like, oh yeah, Trick2G taught me how to do this. Nightblue taught me that I can carry. And if you had just stayed alive right here in the back, you would have got the XP for the kill. Maybe even could have sniped it with an E or something safely. And then there you go. Fucking... You got XP, you got gold. But all that gold goes to this guy. A fucking bear in overalls. That's who got all your farm. A bear with overalls. Think about it. Think about it. It's over. Okay. So you're back in lane. Now wave's pushing. And now you're kind of fucked. This is actually like... This is the situation that you really don't want to be in. Remember, it all started because you didn't ward for that early gank, which you could have avoided. I'm gonna keep hammering this home, okay? I love that you pushed early. I love that you were, like, taking initiative on the lane. Once you get that wave pushed in, and then you have a window, go and ward right away. Because level 3, level 4 ganks are very, very likely if you're pushing early. And Fiddle, I will grant you that the Fiddle gank is super rare. And that if I saw it happen, I'd be like, wow, he's actually doing this. But even still, I probably would have had a ward there. At least here. If he would have pathed around through try and then your support doesn't ward, at least you know that you can run up. You know, there's so many things that you can do if you have that vision. And that you can work your way out of an early cheese gank. But if you get ganked by level 3, level 4, especially by Fiddle, that's on you, okay? So I really want to hammer that home. Need to hammer that home to you. Because I really like that you're pushing, then you got to take it to the next step and make sure you get the early vision down on the siege wave, okay? So now you and Leona are just a sitting buffet. Fiddle's gonna turn 6 soon. This is on you again. And I'm really emphasizing for you, because you know, you're playing Draven, right? You want to get good. I don't know what the fuck. You're not getting XP there. That's weird. You're probably raging at this Leona. In many cases, I wouldn't blame you for raging at the Leona for how she's played this game, but you want to make sure you're getting your XP in your farm. So raging won't let you do that. And we're trying to carry out of silver, right? With ADC, with Draven, hard champ, hard roll. Okay. So I like that you're just patiently farming. I don't see anything crazy going on right now. Please, Leona, don't go in. That's all I would be thinking. If she goes in, I'd probably just let her die. This might be an okay trade. And then you get her ult, back away. It's not bad. That's not bad. I like the look of that. You get the flash. There you go. Trade some autos in there. I think you extended that trade too long. Yes. You played this well, dude. Actually. Until I'll show you when you should have stopped. When you should have cut your losses. And I love doing these because, like, they show you the shit. And it's good for me too. Because in the future, like, you can really use situations like this. You started off great, okay? You get her flash, which is fucking gold, right? You just got her flash, you got her ult down, and you're free to just get your XP. But then you did one thing too many. Okay? You stayed a little too long to get that last auto off. If you're gonna take that auto, he's gonna go in on you with ult. And you should know that he has his ult. But, like, I don't think you even needed to turn on that auto. I think you could have just walked back behind your minions. But then once he ults, obviously mechanically, you probably needed to duck into the minions here. I don't know why you didn't. Lucian's ult's pretty easy to dodge, just strafe away, and it's pretty hard for him to hit you. But I think that after you got the flash, end of trade, right? You just think of it as you're in a weighted situation where Zyra and Lucian are ahead of you, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to peel layers back. You're not trying to just all in and kill them. You know that they're ahead of you. So you know that they're probably going to have enough, like, they're not going to be so mentally retarded that they don't flash or that they don't use their ults. You're trying to peel those layers back. Then once you've you know, accumulated a lead, either you all in them once you, like, hit 6, or you simply just use that space and then you get all your farm free of charge, right? This is how you come back. But what you do is after you made that winning trade, you overstayed it a little bit, and then you allowed him to find the all-in spot. Which really fucking sucks. But it's only because you weren't thinking about, I need to keep this trade short and peel those layers back, right? Peel the onion back. And while it is a mechanical mistake that you got chunked by the ult, I think that it's not, I don't think that's necessarily the biggest issue. I think the bigger issue is that when you went into that fight, you weren't thinking about, well, we've won that trade. Like, we won a trade against a lane that's shitting on us right now, so we need to just take that and sort of reset a little bit after we've, like, got the flash, we got the ult. Just reset, get your farm, and then try to find a better spot. Blue pill, dude. But yeah. As far as deaths go, I see three very, 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 like, you could have avoided them, I think, if you'd played it a little better. I know that might not be what you want to hear, but I think that so far, all 3 would have been avoided without even mechanics. Just thinking. Okay? Just thinking about the action. That's it. Because there are deaths where I'm like, man, it was close. Could have gone either way. Whatever. Okay? These were like, these deaths so far that I've seen have all been avoidable. So you go to contest the pink ward. Well, let's talk about this. I think you're trying to bait them to you because of Jhin being down there, which isn't a bad move. That range on those plants is no fucking joke. This isn't a bad move. Jin's level 8. He could definitely bail you out. He's level 8 and he's 3-1. So, I like that you guys are trying to make a fight happen. You really here, you should be thinking they can turn on me because of how I'm positioned. So, now that you've set this up, you need to play really far back and just let Leona kill one of these people and then just kite out. Go either this way. You should have probably gone this way first. Or just straight up river, which is super dangerous, and then maybe ping Volibear or something. Because in this spot, it's a numbers game again, right? Let Jhin do the work, and let Leona do the work. No. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, you are very fortunate that he hits that ult. I would have preferred you to just kite upriver, and then just keep your flash, because you still had it. But thankfully, you know, you set up a nice little bait there. I don't mind that. And Jhin snipes the kill. Cool. Whatever. You don't get it, but it's whatever. It happens. They're doing dragon. I'm fine with you farming. Actually, believe it or not, I'm fine with you farming here. They don't need help right now. Looks like they have it under control. So I like that you're farming and pushing the lane. Some people would bitch at you about that. I don't know if your team bitches at you for not helping, but I think it's fine to farm because you need to get XP. Okay. Now, if your team was low, though, you need to be there. Okay. If your team was low, like, you need to help them. Otherwise, you're kind of an asshole. But they weren't low, and they would have it. So actually, I would say it'd probably be a mistake to not get that farm. I would definitely just be pushing the lane. Don't know why you're running away. Push the lane in. You need to know. You need to have a. You need to have a better understanding of this. Zyra's not gonna one-off you. She just tried to ult a second ago. It might not have went off or whatever, but like she's not just gonna one-shot you in that wave. Okay, so fucking strafe to the side and get this in. Okay, get this wave in. Lucian was dead. He's not just gonna warp down. Right? Get this wave in. You have minions defending you. You're fine. Like, I don't like that you're not getting this pushed in. Yeah, fuck that. You should have definitely just strafed around and pushed that wave in first. And then backed. Because now they're just gonna hold it, right? I know why you were scared, but I don't think you had to be there. I guess it's not that bad because Rengar and Fiddle could show. So, but I still don't I don't know. I probably would have tried to push that there. All right. So they going on Zyra. If you want to go into the mechanics of this little play here, watch what happens. Leona goes, stun lock, wait, E right there. E right there. Try to deny that ult. Okay? Chain CC, you know the Leona stun's coming, the next stun's coming, the next stun's coming, the flip comes. After the flip ends, E might deny the ult, the Zyra ult, and then you can keep pressing forward. Like I said, I normally don't harp on the mechanic stuff, but when it's, you know, when it's called for, it's something to think about. Try to chain that CC. You're pretty low. You have decent vision. Decent. Okay, Zyra tries to go all in. Why are you re-engaging? I don't understand. You just got her flash, right? Or is this a Tyler 1 rank 1 idea of like going all in just cuz. Look, dude. Watch. You did it. You peeled for her, right? You peeled her off. Why go back in? I don't understand. Zyra's coming off a base, right? Like, you know she's coming off a base. You're very low going into the fight. Still, like, they're still ahead of you. For sure. You're already 1-3. You've peeled them back. I know it's not sexy to just walk away, but you just got her flash, right? You denied the engage. And she doesn't have ult. You denied the engage by peeling her off. There it is. It's over. But you weren't thinking like just run away, and I don't know why. Just peel it back. Once you hit the E on 2, that doesn't necessarily mean go win. That just means I've peeled them away. Now I can find a better spot later. Zyra doesn't have flash. I can go back and buy. Life is good. But instead you re-engage it and you go fucking nutso on the guy. And I just don't understand, because you know, or at least you should know, or you should know that Zyra's gonna like, Zyra Lucian will outdamage you unless you isolate and remove. Like, and you just used your E as a peel. You didn't use your E as an all-in. Leona doesn't have, to my knowledge, didn't have ult up. It just is silly, you know? I don't know. I think that was really... You were coming back. That's why I'm like, you should have been like, man, we're getting back into this, and then you just turn back in in a spot that doesn't make sense. If I didn't miss my ult, okay. But do you need to do it? Is my question, right? Do you need to go for it? Really? Look at it from my perspective, all right? See it from my perspective. You have fed Volibear, fed Jhin, okay? So your responsibility right now is to acknowledge, all right, I should have warded out a little sooner so to dodge the level 3 cheese that comes all the fucking time in bot lane when I push. We're behind. Leona doesn't have ult. And Zyra just burned flash. Like, all I need to do right now is to just chill the fuck out and find a spot that makes somewhat of sense. Zyra just left base and she flashed forward. So, like, that means she's coming off a base. She's got a fuck ton of... She's got damage because she's Zyra. It doesn't matter if she's 0-4. She's got damage and Lucian's got damage. It's not that you can't win it, because you can win it if you play it flawlessly. But this game is about not necessarily playing flawlessly in every spot. It's about picking spots that make sense more often than not. That's why, like, when I play Smurfs and shit, that's why I always laugh when people, like, you'll see it all the fucking time. I'll be playing on a Smurf account, and, like, you'll just hear these guys going back and forth, like, I'm a Diamond 5 Smurf, or whatever. And, like, you'll just see someone in chat, like, well, no, you're not. You're not a Smurf. You know why you're not a Smurf? Because you didn't do anything cool that game. Like, you didn't do anything fancy that game. Like, you're the KDA argument, right? You didn't make any sick plays, so you can't be Smurfing. And it's like, you play high elo, the people aren't just making fancy plays all the time. A lot of people in high elo are just smart players. That's it. That's like one of the big distinguishes. Some of them are sick. Some of them are nasty, sick, clutch players. And that happens, but a big lot of them is definitely just smart players that make good decisions, who aren't very mechanically fascinating. It's just smart decisions. So you should be trying to find spots that make sense over trying to make the sick outplay. You don't need to make the sick outplay. You never have to make the sick outplay at this level. You're silver, right? You never have to make the sick outplay. Unless you're like super fucking ahead and you're just trying to run the game over. But you're not ahead, you're behind. And the people that you're facing, they've proven that they can do stuff with their lead. So you just sit back, let the game come to you. It's all about picking good spots as opposed to, I'm just gonna fucking go in because rank 1, right? You don't fucking do that if you want to climb. You do that if you want the games to be very flippy, but you don't have to. You have other carries on your team. So you can play it smart and give your team a chance to carry, or you can find a better spot. Like, for example, this Zyra. I don't know where the fuck he's going, but he's free because your lane's pushing, so he's free kill. These spots will come. And you guys just spam ping it and walk up. Lucian's here. I've got 4 people here. I'm just gonna walk up over and kill this fucking guy. So here comes the fiddle dive. You got numbers, so that means you're gonna clean up some kills. There you go.
Shut down.
Look at this. Freebie. Freelo. Don't know why you flashed. Don't know if it was necessary. I would say hold it for a second. See what happens first. See if you actually needed to use that first. He's on your side of the jungle. Where the fuck is he gonna go? It's Zyra. She's immobile, right? She's not gonna LeBlanc you and jump over the fucking brush. Support Zyra. Your flash is very important on Draven. Draven main should know that. Fucking flash. Okay, now you should be shoving this wave. You should be getting out. The fuck? Looks like you missed an auto there. You know what makes me sad about this? Is that I actually don't mind your idea. The only reason this sucks is because you tank turret. That's it. You can go for this, just let Leona tank it, and then try to sneak that kill and then get out. It's a good dive. If you trade 1 for 1 on that many minions and get out, it's a good dive. Because you cash in some stacks. The only reason this didn't work is because you tanked the turret first. So here, when she jumps in, watch. That's where you fucked up, right there. Let Leona lead. You notice the projectile? See the umbrella of doom? Right? Sunflowers and all. Let Leona start it. You, and as a carry, I always say, for mid and ADC especially, as a carry, bait your team. If she wants to dive, sweet, go for it, kid. Make sure she leads it, though. Make sure Leona starts it. That way, you can make the call on whether or not, you have to, like, you commit to it or not, right? Just bait your team. Let him... You are not setting up the plays, okay? You are just gonna cash in on shit like this. You cash in on your aggressive supports. You cash in on your passive supports. Let them make the play. Let them, you know, let them dive. Let them shield. Let them heal. Let them do the fancy shit themselves. Let them take care of that shit. Okay? So here... You auto, and then you don't break aggro. This is what fucks you up. It's a mechanical mistake here, but it's not really a mechanical mistake when you think about what just happened before. All you needed to do was say, okay, we're diving. This guy's tanking. I'm the ADC. I get babied. I don't want you in chat like fucking peel for me and all that bullshit that ADC mains do. But what I do want you to realize is that when you do these types of plays, when your team is trying to set up plays for you, let them trade. Let them do the trading shit. You need to get XP, you need to get kills, and you need to get farm, okay? If you know, if you let her lead it and then you get double killed or whatever, somehow, magically, whatever, it happens. But the way that you played this tells me that you weren't thinking about that. So I don't like that. And that's why you trade so poorly here. See? Now, if you let Leona tank it, look how much HP she has. You didn't give her a chance. Tanky ass champ. Wow, that Lucian. Good lord. Okay.
Shut down.
I'm gonna see a couple more fights and then we'll move on to the next one. Alright. So, your team's kind of split up. And you're getting fucking obliterated by the best Canadian. Do you beat it? Not a bad attempt. Generally speaking, your pathing here, without having vision of Rengar and being a hindsight hero, is sort of okay, sort of bad. It's one of those things where you kind of have to know that Rengar will be looking for you. But I think it's kind of unlucky that he's waiting here, but like, if he doesn't do this, he's gonna ult a lot too, right? So I think probably what would be a little bit better is for you to path towards Jhin, as opposed to just pathing into this without knowing where Rengar is. Again, it sounds ridiculous that you have to be thinking about these champs appearing, but that's actually why I say ADC's hard as fuck, because it is your job. No one's gonna do it for you. No supports around you, and you're Draven. Jinx, Draven, Sivir, all those champs need to really take into consideration pathing when they are going into these fights and they have like assassins on the other team. If you had like a fucking Malphite bebopping around, I wouldn't be so worried about pathing this way, just because like he's not gonna one-shot you most of the time. He's just gonna, you know, worst case scenario, he just ults you and then you kite away. You run away with E and your axes. But here, I don't think you were really considering Rengar showing up. You had a lot of vision, but you didn't know where Rengar was. Top's pushing, so you know that he's not up here. Now, and it's a dragon, and it's an important dragon. Everyone can test this dragon. So most of the time, he's gonna show up, and he's gonna be around. So it's kind of on you. As far as the mechanics of this goes, you tried very, very hard to play this as best as you can, but someone was saying kiting in chat. You're not gonna kite him. He's just gonna jump into the bush, drop into the bush if you try to kite him. So that's why I'm saying you really want to find out where he is first. I mean, that's again kind of hindsight hero, because at the end of the day, if that's a really good Rengar, he was just gonna ult sitting in this bush, and then he was just gonna find you if you were trying to path around. So you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I think that this game, or this replay rather, before we get into total feed mode. Wow, this is really funny. Oh, nice. Tanky. Tanky bear, dude. Jhin was pathing really awkwardly there. Interesting. But yeah, dude, I think this is good. This is a good point to stop. Because from here on out now, you're just gonna get clicked on by Rengar and Malzahar and all that bullshit. Let's go back real quick to what I think started it all for you. Before we shut this down. It was right at here. Just remember this. I want you to remember this moment. Again, I really liked that you were pushing, that you were taking initiative in a strong lane. But you didn't really get to spread your wings and fly this game because you got cheese level 3 and fell behind. And I actually don't think that your mechanics per se, I don't really think they're bad or anything. I don't think you're doing anything just absolutely horrible. I think that you did this shit where you had this window of time where nothing was happening. Minions were coming forward and there was nothing you could do. So when you can't hit minions, you can't farm, you can't all in, just drop the ward. Drop this fucking ward right here. If, you know, like I said, if Fiddle does happen to path all the way to Tribe Rush and then catch you, okay. That's fine. But if he does come through try and catch you, remember you can always run upwards and around. And that's the type of information that you gain just by having that one ward. Okay? It's very, very important. And then the other stuff, once your fucking support engages behind, use back away, let them die. Try to avoid taking the free damage so you can farm. But, you know, I think this is a good start point for you. I think that if you can make better macro decisions in terms of like, oh, you know, maybe I should just be baiting my team a little bit more for the tower dive or the fight at bot lane that was kind of poorly engaged where Leona suicides. Stuff like that, that's on you. Your team may suck dick, but it's on you to not suck dick as much. You can suck dick a little, but you can't do it all the time. Like, you can't just be gargling the peen like your teammates are, right? Your teammates just, the whole time, you gotta suck a little less dick than they do. That's it, and then you climb. Okay? Yes, basically be more patient. Basically think about, like, try to rely on your mechanics less and think more. Is really what it comes down to. And honestly, when I do like other champs, when I'm learning other champs, I do like to push the limits on the champs to learn like how to play them mechanically. But like when you are becoming more of a main, like one trick main, even low evo, oftentimes I can see these guys have great mechanics, but like it's the macro stuff, it's the little things. You need to learn how to be, you need to manipulate it. You need to manipulate the scenarios. You need to bait your teammates. You need to try to get your XP and your farm lead despite all the idiots around you. That's your job. And if you can start doing that, if you can go beyond the mechanics, then you'll climb. All right, guys, Mark DC, SpinachGaming.tv, doing a $20, wait, FF at $20 replay review. I still love that name. Guys, if you want your replay review, all you gotta do is stop at a stream, donate 20 bucks, have the replay ready to go, op.gg, and then I will, I'll record that. Make sure it's a loss. I prefer losses. And yeah, I hope this is helpful for the Tyler 1 Draven guys out there. Thank you very much for watching. I'm out. Peace. Cracks.